Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to the Box Score Media Podcast. It's your host, Jay Keaton, and it is Friday, February 14th, 2020. Happy Valentine's Day. This is going to be a shorter show because I got plans later on with the future misses. So it's basically going to be a prediction of all the games coming up this weekend, and then just going over some standings in the NBA and college basketball. So I wanted to start with going over the games yesterday in the NBA between the Thunder, Pelicans, and the Clippers and Celtics. Thunder beat the Pelicans 123-118. We saw Josh Adams hit a half-court shot, his first three-pointer ever as a professional, and he just lobbed it. It looked like a travel. If you watch it, he gets the ball with about a second left at half court, and it looks like he travels with it to me, and then he just heaves it up. I mean, just nonchalantly heaves it up with one hand, and somehow it goes in. And ended up being a good 3 points because 123-118. Zion had a big game. He's definitely coming into his own. Zion had 32 points. He was 11 of 19 from the field. 10 of 13 from the charity stripe, so he's definitely coming into his own. Not Josh Adams, Steven Adams, I meant, had to hit the half-court shot. But, pretty decent game. Big win for OKC on the road. Then the Celtics taking on the Clippers. 141-133, double overtime victory for the Celtics. Tatum had 39 points. It was it's always tough when a team from the West Coast travels to the East Coast to play, and vice versa, the West Coast or the East Coast to the West Coast. I had a bet with a guy at work, a dollar bet on Utah, my Jazz beating his Heat. The Heat had like a 7-game road trip, 6 of the games on the West Coast, and this was the final one on the West Coast before traveling to Atlanta, so it was definitely one of those games where I felt comfortable, which I put a friendly dollar bet down and happily won. But it's tough to win on the road when you're traveling in the NBA, when you're traveling across country. So Lou Williams had 35 points for the Clippers. Not enough, though, as Boston wins 141-133 in overtime. Okay, so right now, this is how we sit in the NBA standings. Eastern Conference, this is the top 8. If the season ended today, these top 8 would be in the playoffs. Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, and Miami are top 4. We've got Philadelphia, Indiana, Brooklyn, Orlando are 5 through 8. So if you had it, the season ends now. You got Milwaukee taking on Orlando, Toronto, Brooklyn, Boston against Indiana, Miami against Philadelphia. Still like, I still like Boston. I don't know what it is. I'm not sold on Milwaukee just yet. I think they could burn themselves out. I understand the Greek Freak, how good he is, MVP status right now. But there's something about Boston. When they came up short against Cleveland 2 years ago. Last year, when they came up short against Toronto, I still think they're so close, and they've got a chip on their shoulder. Miami, I understand Jimmy Butler's playing great, but I just don't trust him in the playoffs. Toronto, I still think they need a solid piece. They needed Kawhi to get where they got to last year. And of course, Philadelphia has fallen flat. Indiana is a solid franchise, but again, missing some stars. And Brooklyn and Orlando are lucky to even be there in the top 8. So I really like what I see from Boston. I'm still going to take Boston to win the East. I'm not confident, but it's what I see right now. Western Conference, Lakers, Denver, Clippers, and Utah are top 4. Houston, Dallas, OKC, and Memphis are 5 through 8. I mean, there's no surprise. It's going to be the Clippers versus Lakers, pretty much, depending on where the seeding goes, As far as my Jazz go, God, I really want them to get a 3. I really want them to play hard and get that 3 seed, because I don't think 5 through 8 is going to change that much. And like right now, I'm looking at it. Would I rather have them play Houston as the 5 seed or Dallas as the 6? I feel much confident playing Dallas rather than Houston, because they already played Houston this year without James Harden and without Russell Westbrook, and they got beat. So I really want Utah to get that 3 seed, and it's going to be very tough. They're a couple games back. The Clippers, it depends what the Clippers and Lakers want to do. The Clippers, do they want to sit Kawhi, tank a few games, and just save it for the playoffs? Because Denver's not going to do that. I can tell you that right now. Denver's going to go all out to try to get that 1 seed. They want to get as high as possible, because they know they're not going to win at LA, Clippers or Lakers, and they're not going to fare well on the road. They've got to get that 2 seed or 1 seed if they think they can get it. So I'm really liking Utah's chances to get the 3, though, just because I think the Clippers might start tanking, resting Kawhi a little bit. But, man, 5 through 8, it's basically you got the Lakers, Clippers. Denver can give them a challenge. Utah can give them a challenge, but they're still missing star power. And then Houston, even with a healthy Westbrook and James Harden, their small ball team can't work. Dallas isn't good enough. OKC isn't strong enough, and Memphis is just there with the hanging around for the ride. So, I'll take the Lakers. I'm still gonna ride with the Clippers, but the Lakers, I mean, with what happened with Kobe, not only do they have the talent there, but they also have the desire on their side now, because everything's going to be win-win for number 24. And I just don't see why Vegas, I guarantee you the Vegas books right now are saying a lot of bets are going on the Lakers. Everybody's going to be jumping on the bandwagon, and you can't blame them. You just can't blame them. So, be very interesting, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and do games this weekend. You got the World versus USA Rising Stars game. It's All-Star weekend. Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. Again, why watch any kind of All-Star game? It's even MLB where it does matter. It seems like everybody's tanking. They take the game off for whatever reason. I understand not trying to kill yourselves, but why not try to make it the whole, we're not going to do the East versus West anymore. It just got stupid. It's like, why does it matter? Why does it really matter? Who cares if the West is better? Does it really matter? It's just how it is. Ride with it, and if the East doesn't want to do anything, then don't let them, and let the Western Conference win all the championships. It doesn't matter. But you got Team LeBron, Team Giannis. I'll take Team Giannis, just because I think you look at the stars from the West. I think they have more of a reason, especially LeBron, more of a reason to pull back in this game and not even try. Nobody plays defense anyway, but it's pretty damn pathetic to watch them just basically go around and not even try to get in front. Make it even somewhat difficult for them. It's like it's worse than practice. At least make it look like practice, but it's not even that close. So, but that's this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of interesting dunks, dunk contest, 3-point contest, things like that. So, a little break from serious basketball and professional side, but of amateur basketball. You got college basketball this weekend. Notre Dame taking on Duke at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Notre Dame needed that game against Virginia. They lost that one in overtime. I like Mike Brey as a coach, but when he plays a decent team, a team that matches their talent or better, and it's close in the final minutes, expect them to lose because for some reason he loves to just run out the shot clock and then try for the last shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. It works if you have one-on-one talent, but you don't have a team that's talented enough to play one-on-one hero ball. You've got to come up with some kind of play. He never does. He just lets them to try to make the best shot, and they always miss it. So I don't like their chances in this one. Even if Duke does play terrible, they're going to lose this one. They're going to go 15-10, and that'll be all she wrote. Because I said if they can get 11 games and a ranked win, they have a chance to sneak in as a first four. But I don't think it's going to happen. Kansas taking on Oklahoma. Florida State against Syracuse. Northwestern against Penn State. Northwestern has fallen way back. They're 6-17 on the season. Just a couple years ago, they were in the tournament for the first time. UMass traveling to Dayton. I like Dayton traveling to UMass. I like the 6th-ranked Flyers. Texas Tech against Oklahoma State. I think I'm going to go with the upset on that one. I'm going to go Oklahoma State upsetting Texas Tech. Ole Miss against Kentucky. Butler hosting Georgetown. Number 1 Baylor against West Virginia. I don't know. I'll take Baylor at home. But West Virginia is going to keep this one close. Louisville at Clemson. I like Louisville big on the road. LSU against Alabama. Illinois against Rutgers. Maryland taking on Michigan State. This is a toss-up. Number 9 Maryland against Michigan State, who just got a win against Illinois. But I don't know. The way Michigan State's been struggling, how inconsistent they've been, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this one. Can they get 2 straight? I don't know. But I'm going to take the Terps right now, but I could be wrong. Auburn travels to Missouri. Houston against SMU. Creighton hosts DePaul. Number 10 Seton Hall. Number 10 Seton Hall against Providence. Gonzaga going to Pepperdine. And number 16 Colorado takes on Oregon State. I actually like Oregon State to upset them in that one. It's a late game. Fox Sports 1. Look out for that one. What else to talk about? All right, we'll go ahead and jump on over to NHL. I know there's some hockey fans out there wishing they had somebody to bring up NHL scores for once. So let's go ahead and do that. Yesterday's scores. You got the Sabres 4-3 win over the Blue Jackets in overtime. Stars beat the Maple Leafs 3-2. Lightning over the Oilers 3-1. Flyers over the Panthers 6-2. Devils over the Red Wings 4-1. Senators over the Coyotes 3-2. Predators shut out the Islanders 5-0. Rangers win in a shootout against the Wild 4-3. Capitals over the Avalanche 3-2. Vegas wins in overtime over the Blues 6-5, and the Flames shut out the Ducks 6-0. NHL standings. Eastern Conference Atlantic Division, Boston and Tampa Bay top 2. In the Metropolitan, you got Washington and Pittsburgh. Western Conference Central Division, St. Louis and Colorado. And the Pacific, Vancouver and Edmonton. So, a lot of action heating up. Boston being, man, I mean, how can you ignore Boston right now in hockey? They're just so consistent. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the finals and win it. They're my pick just because of the bevy of consistency that they show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll do it for today. Or no, hold on. We got the UFC fight night this weekend. Can't forget about that. Corey Anderson taking on John Blachowicz. What is he, Croatian, I believe? Corey Anderson right now, the minus 200 favorite. Blachowicz, though, man, I tell you what, he's a tough dude. He can definitely strike. I think this one's going to be close. I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with Blachowicz, unanimous decision. By the way, this is on ESPN Plus, so I have an opportunity to watch this as an ESPN Plus subscriber. And co-main event, Diego Sanchez, Michael Pereira. I like Michael Pereira. I think Sanchez had a good run at welterweight, but he's had coming up on 43 professional fights. He's been in the game for a long time. I think he's going to start slowing down. Montana De La Rosa versus Mara Romero Barella. Ladies representing Brock Weaver versus Gonzalo Vargas. Rogero Bontrim versus Ray Borg, and Lando Venata versus Yancy Banderas. That's the main card. Check it out, ESPN Plus. That is Saturday. Anderson Blockwich 2, and I'll take Blockwich. So, I am tapped out for this podcast. I know it was a quick one. It was a short one. Be more prepared. You know, can you blame me? It's Valentine's Day. Got to be thinking about the missus, getting her some flowers, getting her tickets to a country concert. Going to go see Little Big Town tonight. Going to have some fun. Got stepson's basketball game and some snow tuning tomorrow. Busy weekend. But don't forget to get on your tablets and smartphones and check out all the action. A lot of good basketball and UFC Fight Night, all right? And don't forget about some hockey. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jay Keaton. This has been another episode of Box Score Media. And I will catch you guys on Monday, players.